Well, when you look at that, we're only 2 minutes late to the party, unlike previous times. But hey, everybody, it's good to be back, especially with beautiful co-host Dazzling Kate. And well, today's intro is going to be a little bit different. I'm not really going to be shilling my comic right now because we had an unfortunate news today from Smiling Bandito about Exvius. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering his profile name, but Exvius, if you're not familiar with him, he's worked on a lot of indie projects, especially Friday Night Tights. If you're familiar with that, and he again passed away from cancer. From what I've read from this post, is that he mainly tried to keep it under wraps for 2 years. Now he did have to tell a few people that what's going on, but this all just came out like within a span of a few hours, and just wanted to show like this was a cool dude. I wasn't really like a friend or anything. I was just acquaintance really, but he followed me. I followed him. No, I'm sorry. I followed him and then he followed me back. And I mean, this is just to show like what he's worked on before. Again, Friday Night Tights, Phantom Menace, all that stuff. The guy was a good guy. He didn't really care about like which side you're on. He was just more like, hey, let's just get work done and let's have a mutual respect from what I can remember. And I'm I would say I am a fan of his artwork because I do have some of his artwork on my walls right now actually, and it's just, man, it feels surreal. So sorry guys if I'm starting off with a downer, but Exvius was a real one. He's from Canada. Dude was awesome, and rest in peace to him. Rest in peace. How late? Oh wow. Myself in comics. How late am I? Well, hey, look, we're all late here, I guess. And if you guys hear me just munching on something, I mean some crackers. Yeah, yeah. Rest in peace. Seriously, he was cool, dude. He was so cool.
Oh my goodness. Sorry for my quietness. I'm just like, once the stream started, like the dogs just kind of got into a fight, and I'm like, okay, separation time. And I have no words to say, and I'm just like, wow, it must have been a huge shock just getting this,
Yeah, I was.
emotional wise.
Yeah, I mean, not only just me, but a lot of people who who didn't know were like, what? So it's gonna be weird not seeing his posts for forever. Well, as long as I draw a breath, so it's gonna be just weird. I think the last time I actually replied to him was like during inauguration day, actually, and yeah, that was oh my gosh. Anyway, sorry y'all, we're getting past that now. So Dazzling K and I have wanted to do this for, well, I wanted to do this with Kate for a long while, but I ended up forgetting like probably almost 2 years ago now, maybe 2 years now. And yeah, again, this is just to give you a little bit of context. It was on our previous stream where well, I went on her channel just to kind of mess with her a little bit and dig up old videos and stuff. And then I saw that she made the Angel Hare video. I'm like, oh, I always want, and it's just like, oh yeah, I always wanted to do that with Kate. So this has been a long time coming, and of course we have a creepypasta as a warm up. So this
Yay.
one, yeah, this one's gonna be really. I mean, if you guys haven't heard this one, I'll be glad and honored to introduce you guys to this story because it's gonna be awesome. Kate, I'm not sure if you have the link.
Oh, you're right. I can just pick up like whatever, because I already know the title of it. So let me just.
Let's say I could send it over to you right now, real quick, because I got it pulled up.
Oh, okay. That would be awesome.
Yeah. It's somewhere in the back. Just gotta dig it up a little bit, but there you go. Send it to you.
Yay. Oh boy. So this is gonna be one lengthy one, guys. Well, it's not gonna be as bad as like Jeff the Killer. Like that was
No,
bad.
no, it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be like that.
Oh my god.
It actually does. It actually is a serious one, and it's pretty. It's pretty much a thrill. So again, I'm ready to jump into this. Kate, I'm not sure if you want to be a narrator. With
Oh, I
you.
can totally be the narrator. Give me a moment. Just let me take a sippy sip. But
All right.
tell me, guys, how have you been? You been doing well? Doing, getting your hydration up, that kind of shit?
Yeah, oh yeah, got crackers. Well, whatever you guys are eating. And speaking of eating, I can't wait for tomorrow because I got myself a very spicy ramen called like
Ooh, spicy.
yeah, like molten chicken something, and I'm just like that looks and sounds good. So I can't
Sounds
wait. To,
really yummy.
yeah, I can't wait to get into
I
that. But
personally like spicy shrimp, but spicy chicken is just as good.
yeah, they have the shrimp one too. I thought about it. I was like, no, I love poultry a lot more. So
Yeah, I get it. Anyways, okay, you want me to start now or
oh yeah, let's get
wait, did
into
we
it.
even tell them the title? Did we even tell them?
All right, so the title of this story is called "The Russian Sleep Experiment." Now, if you're familiar with it, you know exactly what's going to be going down. If again,
Oh yeah.
this is your first time hearing it, hey, I'm glad and honored to actually do this, present this to y'all because this is a classic. This has to be one of my all-time favorites. Has to
I'll
be.
tell you this, like I know I told you this like yesterday, or maybe it was like the last like in between streams on like Twitter messages, and I was just like I couldn't sleep for a week after reading this story because it was that like scary to me. And it takes a lot of like effort to really do that for me.
Yeah, because it kind of centers around that realism as well. So that's what's like, man, all the stuff that we heard about MK Ultra, and I was like, man, you can actually see this happening, kind of.
Okay, Fred, you're gonna sit down and be my emotional support buddy, okay? If you're gonna be a little dickhead, this is your punishment, okay? You get to sit in my lap while I read through this entire thing, and you won't be able to move. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not that cruel, but let's see how long you last. Oh no. Okay. Oh, ow. That was a punch. Ow.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
that was another punch. Okay, you're banned. You're banned from my lap. Get lost. Be gone. Sorry. I figured if Fred was gonna keep barking, that he
no,
probably
it's all
just
right.
wanted to cuddle. But then it was just like, no, he wanted off. Okay, okay. Let's all get into the mood. Okay. Gotta not be super funny. This is a serious creepypasta. Okay, okay. But like, when did you first read this? Like, I'm curious.
All right. Everything all good, Kate?
Yeah, we're all good. I'm
All
just
right.
like looking at it. But yeah, I was just asking, when did you like first read it?
Oh, you wanted to read it first?
No, I meant, when did you first read
Oh,
this
oh
creepypasta?
gosh, wow, we're talking about early high school.
Ah, seems about right for both of us then.
Yeah, that of course. I mean, maybe it was late middle school. Maybe I mean, it's been. How old is this story again? Like,
I think it's been around since like I want to say 2010. Let me check.
oh gosh, if that came out in 2010, I was in sixth grade. Oh, middle school, gotta love it. Not really.
Okay. Are you freaking potatoes shitting me. Yeah, it was 2010 when this was first released, back August 10th, 2010.
Wow. It's seriously, it's been 15 years.
I know, that's just crazy. But okay. I am totally ready to read it first.
Let's do
I
this.
know, Evie. I know. You're excited. Duncan, quit pissing her off, okay? Quit pissing her off. I know you want to get onto my lap, but I want to read. Okay. Alright. Okay, getting to the beginning of it and I'll start reading. But I guess I'll probably, okay. You guys ready for it?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, gonna get into my serious mode then. Okay. Russian researchers in the late 1940s kept 5 people awake for 15 days using an experimental gas-based stimulant. They were kept in a sealed environment to carefully monitor their oxygen intake so the gas didn't kill them. Since it was toxic in high concentrations, this was before closed circuit cameras, so they only had microphones and 5-inch thick glass porthole sized windows into the chambers to monitor them. The chamber was stocked with books and cots to sleep on, but no bedding, as well as running water, a toilet, and enough dried food to last all 5 of them for over a month. The test subjects were political prisoners deemed enemies of the state during World War II. Everything was fine for the first 5 days. The subject the subjects hardly complained, having been promised, falsely, that they would be freed if they submitted to the test and did not sleep for 30 days. Their conversations and activities were monitored, and it was noted that they continued to talk about increasingly traumatic incidents in their past. The general tone of their conversations took on a darker aspect after the 4-day mark. After 5 days, they started to complain about the circumstances and events that led them to where they were, and started to demonstrate severe paranoia. They stopped talking to each other and began alternately whispering into the microphones and one-way mirrored portholes. Oddly, they all seemed to think they could win the trust of the experimenters by turning over their comrades, the other subjects in captivity with them. At first, the researchers suspected this was an effect of the gas itself. After 9 days, the first of them started screaming. He ran. He ran through. Wait, he ran the. Eve, girl, settle down. There's nothing going on. There's no crazy people in here. Okay, let me rephrase that. He ran the length of the chambers repeatedly, yelling at the top of his lungs for 3 hours straight. At which point, he continued attempting to scream, but was only able to produce occasional squeaks. The researchers postulated that he had physically torn his vocal cords. The most surprising thing about this behavior was how the other captives reacted to it, or rather, didn't react to it. They continued whispering into the microphones until the second of the captives started to scream. The 2 non-screaming captives took the books apart, smeared page after page with their own feces, and pasted them calmly over the glass portholes. The screaming promptly stopped. So did the whispering into the microphones. Okay, just
I could take over.
all right. So it's like after 3 more days
Yeah.
pass. There you go.
After 3 more days passed, the researchers checked the microphones hourly to make sure they were working, since they thought it impossible that no sound could be occurring with 5 people inside. The oxygen consumption in the chamber indicated that all 5 must still be alive. In fact, it was the amount of oxygen 5 people would consume at a very heavy level of strenuous exercise. On the morning of the 14th day, the researchers did something they said they would not do to get a reaction from the captives. They used the intercom inside the chamber, hoping to provoke any response from the people they were afraid were either dead or vegetables. They announced, "We are opening the chamber to test the microphones. Step away from the door and lie flat on the floor or you will be shot. Compliance will earn one of you your immediate freedom." To their surprise, they heard a calm voice respond in a single phrase, "We no longer want to be freed." Debate broke out among the researchers and the military forces funding the research. Unable to provoke any more response using the intercom, it was finally decided to open the chamber at midnight on the 15th day. The chamber was flushed of the stimulant gas and filled with fresh air, and immediately voices from the microphone began to object. Three different voices began begging, as if pleading for the life of loved ones, to turn the gas back on. The chamber was open, and soldiers were sent in to retrieve the test subjects. They began to scream louder than ever, and so did the soldiers when they saw what was inside. 4 of the 5 subjects were still alive, although no one could rightly call the state that any of them in life. The food rations past day 5 had not been so much as touched. There were chunks of meat from the dead test subjects' thighs and chest stuffed into the drain in the center of the chamber, blocking it and allowing 4 inches of water to accumulate on the floor. Precisely how much of the water on the floor was actually blood was never determined. All 4 surviving test subjects also had large portions of muscle and skin torn away from their bodies. The destruction of flesh and exposed bone on their fingertips indicated that the wounds were inflicted by hand, not with teeth as the researchers initially thought. Closer examination of the position and angles of the wounds indicated that most, if not all of them, were self-inflicted. The abdominal organs below the ribcage of all 4 test subjects had been removed. While the heart, lungs, and diaphragm remained in place, the skin and most of the muscles attached to the ribs had been ripped off, exposing the lungs through the ribcage. All the blood vessels and organs remained intact, but had been taken out and laid on the floor, fanning out around the eviscerated but still living bodies of the subjects. The digestive tract of all 4 could be seen to be working, digesting food. It quickly became apparent that what they were digesting was their own flesh that they had ripped off and eaten over the course of days. Most of the soldiers were special operatives of the facility, but still many refused to return to the chamber to remove the test subjects. The subjects themselves continued to scream to be left in the chamber and begged and demanded that the gas be turned back on, lest they fall asleep. To everyone's surprise, the test subjects put up a fierce fight in the process of being removed from the chamber. One of the Russian soldiers died from having his throat ripped out, and another was gravely injured by having his testicles ripped off and an artery in his leg severed by one of the test subjects' teeth. Another 5 of the subjects lost their lives, if you count the ones that committed suicide in the weeks following the incident. In the struggle, one of the 4 living subjects had his spleen ruptured and bled out almost immediately. The medical researchers attempted to sedate him, but this proved impossible. He was injected with more than 10 times the human dose of a morphine derivative. Derivative, and still fought like a cornered animal, breaking the ribs and arm of one doctor. His heart was seen to beat for a full 2 minutes after he had bled out, to the point there was more air in his vascular system than blood. Even after it stopped, he continued to scream and flail for another 3 minutes, struggling to attack anyone in reach, and just repeating the word "more" over and over, weaker and weaker, until he finally fell silent. The surviving 3 test subjects were heavily restrained and moved to a medical facility, the 2 with intact vocal cords continuously begging for the gas, demanding to be kept awake. All right, Kate, you want this one?
Alrighty. Okay, where were we?
The most injured.
Okay, the most. Okay. The
Oh,
most.
hello, LeMay. Hey, Fleming Claw. Oh, and we just started reading the Russian Sleep Experiment. That's what we're doing right now. And myself in comics, I'm still listening. Hey, glad you're still here. All right, sorry about that, Kate.
It's fine. It's fine. Anyways, the most injured of the three was taken to the only surgical operating room that the facility had. In the process of preparing of the subject to have his organs placed back within his body, it was found that he was effectively immune to the sedative they had given him to prepare for the surgery. He fought furiously against his restraints. When the anesthetic gas was brought out to put him under, he managed to tear most of the way through a 4-inch wide leather strap on one wrist, even though even through the weight of a 200-pound soldier holding that wrist, it only took a little more anesthetic than normal to put him under, and the instant eyelids fluttered and closed, his heart stopped. In the autopsy of the test subject that died on the operating table, it was found that his blood had tripled the normal level of oxygen. The muscles that were still attached to his skeleton were badly torn, and he had broken 9 bones in his struggle to not be subdued. Most of them were from the force of his own muscles had it had exerted on them. The second survivor had been the first of the group of 5 to start screaming, his vocal cords destroyed. He was unable to beg or object to surgery, and he only reacted by shaking his head violently in disapproval when the anesthetic gas was brought near him. Oh my goodness, Fred, come over here. If you're gonna be this way, you're gonna come over here. Fine, be a dickhead. Yeah. Okay, buddy. Okay. Okay, let me continue. Okay. Trying to find where I left off. Okay. He shook his head yes when someone suggested reluctantly that they should try the surgery without anesthetic, and did not react to the entire 6-hour procedure of replacing his ab- abnormal organs and attempting to cover them with what remained of his skin. The surgeon presiding stated repeatedly that it was not be medically impossible for the patient to still be alive. One terrified nurse assisting the surgery stated that she had seen the patient's mouth curl into a smile several times whenever his eyes met hers. When the surgery ended, the subject looked at the surgeon and began to wheeze loudly, attempting to talk while struggling. Assuming this must be something of drastic importance, the surgeon had a pen and pad fetched so the patient could write his message. It was simple: keep cutting. The other two subject the other two test subjects were given the same surgery, both without anesthetic as well, although they had to be injected with a paralytic for the duration of the operation. The surgeon found it impossible to perform the operation while the patients laughed continuously. Once paralyzed, the subjects could only follow the attending researchers with their eyes. The paralytic cleared their system in an abnormally short period of time, and they were soon trying to escape their bonds. The moment they could speak, they were again asking for the stimulant gas. The researchers tried asking why they had injured themselves, why they had ripped their own guts, why they wanted to be given the gas again. Only one answer was given: I must remain awake. All 3 subjects' restraints were enforced and they were placed back into the chamber, awaiting determination as to what should be done with them. The researchers, facing the wrath of the military benefactors for having failed the stated goals of their project, considered euthanizing the surviving subjects. The commanding officer, an ex-KGB, instead saw potential and wanted to see what would happen if they were put back on the gas. The researchers strongly objected, but were overruled. Okay, okay. Okay, Fred, there you go. Let me just focus on the rest. In preparation for being sealed in the chamber again, the subjects were connected to the EEG monitor and had their restraints padded for long-term confinement. To everyone's surprise, all three stopped struggling the moment it was let slip that they were going back on the gas. It was obvious at this point all three were putting up a great struggle to stay awake. One of the subjects that could speak was humming loudly, and continuously the mute subject was straining his legs against leather bonds with all his might. First left, then right, then right, then left again for something to focus on. The remaining subject was holding his head off his pillow and blinking rapidly, having been the first to be wired to the EEG machine. Most of the researchers were monitoring his brainwaves in surprise. They were normal most of the time, but sometimes flatlined inexplicably. It looked as if he were suffering brain death before returning to normal as they focused on paper scrolling out of the brainwave monitor. Only one nurse saw the man's eyes slip shut at the same moment his head hit the pillow. His brainwaves immediately changed to that of a deep sleep, then flatlined for the rest of the time. His heart stimulously stopped. Hey, you want to finish it off?
All right. The only remaining subject that could speak started screaming to be sealed in now. His brainwaves showed the same flat lines as the one who had just died from falling asleep. The commander gave the order to seal the chamber with both subjects inside, as well as 3 researchers. One of the named 3 immediately drew his gun and shot the commander point blank between the eyes, then turned the gun on the mute subject and blew his brains out as well. He pointed his gun at the remaining subject, still restrained to a bed, as the remaining members of the medical and research team fled the room. I won't be locked in here with these things. Not with you, he screamed at the man strapped to the table. What are you? He demanded. I must know. The subject smiled. Have you forgotten so easily? The subject asked. We are you. We are the madness that lurks within you all, begging to be free every moment in your deepest animal mind. We are what you hide from in your beds every night. We are what you sedate into silence and paralysis when you go to the nocturnal heaven we cannot tread. The researcher paused, then aimed at the subject's heart and fired. The EEG flatlined as the subject weakly choked out. So, nearly free. And that's the end of the Russian sleep experiment.
Oh yeah, that was pretty much something.
Yeah, oh man, that was short, simple, and just full of freaking detail. I don't know if this author had like a hobby with anatomy or something, but man, just the way how they describe things in gritty and gruesome detail, and it's just I can honestly see this because I like how there's a sense of realism during the whole World War II and the political prisoners being used as test subjects. I mean, that's nothing unheard of, obviously, especially when you look, during Nazi Germany, hell, even with that one Japanese science group. I can't remember what they were called, but you had stuff like that going on. I mean, it's like you can. I would love. I don't know if they made like a short. They probably made a short film. Like there's probably like numerous short films, fan and indie made and just covering that stuff. But darn, we should just check out one of those, but maybe not actually. Unit something. Yeah, exactly, LeMay. It was unit something. I can't exactly remember, but man, you think what the Nazis did to their subject was crazy. Though, I mean, we're talking about the Japanese World War II. I mean, those guys were something else for real. They were, I don't know. They let's just say they were terrifyingly creative.
Oh yeah.
I gotta say, these crackers are good. I know I shouldn't be eating after reading that, but hey, I've been dealing with horror for like forever. So anyway, how's your guys' night? Was it pretty good? Was my acting pretty superb?
Oh, you
Oh
did
man.
well.
Nah, no thanks. I'm not that good. maybe my Jeff the Killer voice was pretty good, but uh, I can't believe we started with that
Oh my
story. I mean,
goodness.
we could have always started with an even worse one, to be honest. It's not coming to me. It's not coming to me yet, but I know there's one I read that was like so dumb, and I'm just like, wow. I think it gives Jeff the Killer a run for his money right there. So how's everyone doing tonight? Well, I mean, just trying to fill out here, y'all. You know, just trying to see. Well, I don't want to say like a progress update or anything, but hey, we're going along with it. And while I wait for responses, I will get you guys caught up on the whole Angel Hare stuff because I think y'all would actually love this analog horror. Is it analog horror, Kate? Because I don't really see it
Yeah, it
as
is.
analog horror. I just think it's like I can't really explain. I just knowing what happens, kind of like I haven't seen all of it, but I got to a good portion of like towards the midway point. I'm just like I can't really call it analog horror because it's just so it's interesting. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I get that. Sometimes there's like some stories that just don't fit in that category.
All right.
Oh my gosh, Fred, you know everyone's going to one day realize that you're not as adorable as you think you are.
Yeah.
He is grumpy today. I don't know why.
Why are we playing? Why are we playing?
Ow.
I don't know if you guys heard that or not. But
Okay.
it decided to play when I put it on theater mode, and I'm like, no, no, no. I had you on pause for a reason.
Ow.
Let's
Damn
see.
it, Selena.
Good. Yeah. All right, LeMay. Good. Mm. Okay, guys. I selected the playlist. Hopefully, it's the right one. Like I said, it's been a while. Probably been like a year. But with Angel Hare, it deals more with the biblical aspect of things, but the animation is I
Really
mean,
nice.
yes, it's nice. I think it's better than a lot of analog horrors that I've seen so far.
Fred. No.
I'm not saying like there's no passion with the other ones, but this one is just unique in my opinion, especially when you see how it escalates, let's just say. But all right, let's see.
Oh, guardian angel, please hear me, I pray. This special request I'm making today. Don't send me riches or earthly fame. Guardian
My name is Angel Gabby. What's yours? That's a beautiful name. It's wonderful to meet you, and I hope we can be friends.
That's so cool. All right, so I guess that was the trailer and everything. So Just to give you guys a little bit of context, it's all about like this guy coming across a VHS tape of when, you know, something I used to watch when he was younger, obviously, and I don't want to give too much spoilers, but you're in for a treat or a ride, whichever one, maybe both.
Oh, guardian angel, please hear me, I pray. This special request I'm making today. Don't send me riches or earthly fame.
Angel Gabby. Oh, Angel Gabby.
Good morning, Francis. I love to hear you call. Oh, have you brought a new friend with you?
Yes, but I'm fearful, Angel Gabby. I never know what to say.
That's okay, Francis. Meeting new people doesn't have to be scary. Just introduce yourself and ask them to do the same. Hello there. My name is Angel Gabby. What's yours? That's a beautiful name. It's wonderful to meet you, and I hope we can be friends. Fear should never control you, Francis. I'll show you how to meet someone new. First, you introduce yourself and ask them to do the same. Hello there. My name is Angel Gabriel. What's yours? It's wonderful to meet you, Jonah. I hope I can be a good friend to you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, just imagine that. Like, you have these two copies, and then you're like, wait a minute, this is
Doesn't make sense.
Like, they're supposed to be the same copy, but how the hell does this character know my name? And then you're saying you went from Angel Gabby to Angel Gabriel.
Yeah, I mean, considering it is like a longer form of Gabby, I would imagine it's so much there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Again, y'all are really in for a ride with this or a treat, because
This is pretty good. And it's also like you might hear me cry a little later if we go through the entire thing, because oh my god, there's a lot there.
Yeah, there's a lot. All right, let's get into it.
And give me her love.
Another way to make friends is to share things you like. Can you think of a toy or storybook that's special to you? That's great. Sharing something important lets others learn about what makes you special. Another way to make friends is to share things you like. Can you think of a toy or storybook that's special to you?
Oh my gosh.
And just to point out to the people who haven't noticed it yet, the eyes aren't following Jonah when it's the VHS copy, but when it's the VCR recording, the eyes are Angel's Gabby's eyes are following as if like Jonah's going somewhere to get whatever she asked. So, I mean, it's nice little details like this. One hell of a episode right here. Just not pulling any punches at all, and you're just like, it just totally immerses you into it. All right, I'm gonna shut up now.
That's a great book. Just like Babe, you can grow up to do whatever you want, Jonah. That's what makes you special.
Dear guardian angel in heaven above, please answer my prayer and give
Oh my god, I love this soundtrack.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Each night before I go to bed, bend my knees and I bow my head. I pray to the angels up above. Send me down someone to love. Ba-da-ba-da, boom, the
It's a beautiful day, Francis. We shouldn't take it for granted.
Oh, but Gabby, how can I have the strength to face the day? All the rain has got me shivery and sad.
Oh, Francis, it's simple. Faith and hope give us the strength to face every challenge. It may not make us physically strong, but it can give us resolve and fortitude when we need it.
I could certainly use some fortitude.
And I just wanted to say, when it was showing the Reef of Life, going to like the biblical context of it, if I'm correct here, because I kind of had to remind myself. I have a little excerpt right here. It says, in the Bible, reefs are rich in symbolism, representing not only victory and honor, but also the culmination of hard work and dedication to one's spiritual journey. Especially with the Apostle Paul likens the Christian life to a race and all. And so I think that's pretty interesting, just to, like, have those little details. And hopefully I'm able to give you guys like some insight about that stuff. So let's get back into it.
The sun is warm sometimes, Jonah, but you shouldn't forget the moments when it burns you.
Oh, but Gabby, how can I have the strength to face the day? All the rain has got me shivery and sad.
You will need strength to be resilient during times of comfort, and fortitude to be brave during times of heat. I can show you how to be
Certainly
stronger,
use some fortitude.
even though you're so small.
The rain has flooded the path back to my home. How will I ever cross? Oh, despair.
You'll never cross if you give in to despair, friend Francis. Let's follow the stream and look for a narrow crossing. This will do us a lot more good than surrendering to despair.
I see, Gabby. This hope is giving me a lot of strength.
God made the ocean.
Rain has flooded the path back to my home. How will I ever cross? Oh, despair.
In the darkest times, you must never despair, Jonah. It is our greatest enemy. Strength will be your ally, and I will show you how to be strong.
I see, Gabby. This hope is giving me a lot of strength.
We feel safest where we go to sleep. Do you want your room to feel safe? First, let me show you how you can be stronger than your enemy. Like David's little pebble against Goliath, this little chair is going to be stronger than anyone who comes to your door. If we put it backwards like this, it will be like your own lock and key. Look at that! It's so strong. Now let's get in the closet. The dark can be scary, but it can also be peaceful. Instead of letting the sounds and darkness make you fearful, look at God's blessings and concentrate hard on something you're thankful for. This is how your mind can be strong too. I like to take a big, slow breath to keep me calm. Would you like to try? Very good, Jonah. Now you don't have to be scared, even if he finds you.
So this right here, when I first saw this scene, I was like, is Jonah like a victim of abuse from like his father? And I don't remember. I mean, well, I sort of remember things, but I definitely never. I don't know if this Angel Hare has been finished or not, but
Oh no, there's a lot going on. I think they're still continuing on with like a lot of stuff.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. So yeah, when I first saw this, I was like, oh, this is getting real dark now. What do you think about this scene, Kate?
It's definitely Oh gosh, it's kind of Thumbelini. Come over here. Get over here. Thumbelina, get over here. Okay. It was kind of reminding me of when I was a child. Now, I bought a lot of. For fuck's sake, Fred. Fred, do I have to hold you like a little baby? Yeah, he's been moody, but okay, buddy. Okay. Anyways, it kind of. Okay, Fred, I am going to make sure you never find the fishy crackers again. Into the lap you go. I don't care, buddy. Okay. Fred, sit down and be proper. Anywho's, it kind of reminded me when I was a kid, and I bought a lot of VCR tapes back when I was a kid. The old animation style was like giving me like vibes of like stuff I was remembering from when I was watching that kind of thing. But
Yeah,
it's
I
actually.
really.
Oops, sorry.
Hmm?
Sorry about that. I just interrupted you. Oh
Oh
gosh.
no. It's I say I definitely relate with that because I mean I used to watch Blues Clues a lot, so if I it's kind of messed with my mind a little bit when I think about the past because I'm just like, man, it like it'd be so weird just having an encounter like that where you're just like, oh, like for instance, me with Blues Clues when Steve used to be on the show, and I'm just like, oh, I found this copy of Blues Clues, and then oh, look, at local flea market or thrift shop or whatever. Then like, oh, look, I have my copy. I just found my copy that I had ever since I was a kid. And I'm just like comparing, and I just see like, wait, what? I don't remember this segment. So I mean, it's totally kind of like I can. I'm just kind of putting myself in Jonah's shoes with this whole thing. Never was a victim of abuse, thankfully, but I mean, wow. I just love how it just doesn't pull in punches. It's like just like, oh, okay, yep, we're definitely protecting ourselves by putting a chair up to the door and going in the closet and staying in the dark and trying to stay calm.
Yeah, it was kind of like reminding me of when I was a child. This whole entire thing just brought me back to my days of dealing with that kind of thing of abuse in that sort of setting. So it was it like when I usually laugh like this, it's just mostly to calm my nerves. But it was actually surprising how easily I could relate to Jonah in this situation. Like I remember dealing with that kind of thing, whether or not I'm going to be safe in my own room or not. It always got me like anxious when I got to this part, but over time it became easier watching this. Like I'm not saying it's a horrible bad thing that it reminds me of that. It's just like how easily connectable this reminded me of being a kid in this situation and mostly relying heavily in tuning in and watching television and playing video games. That's my whole like thing that kind of helped me through this. So this was really nice to see, you know.
Yeah, especially with when our TVs used to be little little cube shapes. They were so blocky. God,
Yeah, that was nice.
the
I'm
aesthetic
tempted
was
to just get
real.
one.
It wasn't even the TVs. It was also the computers as well.
Oh yeah.
Hmm. Then the flat screens came. Everything changed.
Mhm.
All right, let's get into this. love this one. I love these little letters.
Hello
Yeah.
there. No, I'm not Angel Gabby. She's busy today, so I have the privilege of answering your questions on her behalf. I sure hope I can do a good job for y'all. All right. Our first letter is from Bleeding Heart Doves. She asks if there are any other angel hairs. What a lovely question. Thank you, Bleeding Heart Doves. Personally, I haven't met any angels other than Gabby. She's my dearest friend. My only friend, really. Anyway, there's certainly more angel hairs out there, but they have a lot of responsibilities that keep them very busy. Here's some art I've collected over time of some of Gabby's.
Yeah, when I saw that first time, I was like, whoa. I wasn't expecting it at all. Even now when I look at it again, I'm just like, dude, that's very unsettling.
Oh yeah, it's definitely like when I first saw this, like I was just like, wait, why is it so detailed? Like as if it was something straight out of like a old fairy tale book or the Bible or anything similar. It was
Yeah.
like, wow.
Angel friends. Aren't they lovely? Our next question is from Stephanie. Thanks for writing, Steph. Oh my. She writes, are there any demon hairs? As a matter of fact, there's quite a diverse lexicon of... she doesn't like me talking about all
Only
that.
get a glimpse of it.
But sometimes, when Gabby and I get a little giddy together, she'll tell some stories. I sure wish I could share more. But just know that demon hairs don't always appear as plainly as a rabbit with horns. Sometimes they look like an opportunity or a feeling. Well, I'm sure glad you wrote to us, Steph, and Gabby sends her love. Keep writing in, friends. Gabby loves to hear you call. Goodbye. Rabbit with horns, that sounds like a jackalope. Jackalopes are demon hairs. Angel Gabby, I've discovered a secret.
Yeah, that's a little taste of demons right there. Oh yeah, definitely remember these type of covers for the tapes and all, especially with the messy writing on them and everything. Love it.
Damn, this soundtrack kicks, you know? It just works.
I'll feel safer with this, the way you wield that sword.
These are nice props to demonstrate God's armor. But remember, Francis, the real sword of the Spirit isn't a weapon. Ephesians says it's the sharp wit and powerful...
Hold on, because I gotta be a little nerd about this one. So I gotta read this. It's one of my favorite verses. Oh man, I'm so glad I'm actually able to do this with y'all. I get to do like these little, just like this. I like these little insights and stuff. But let's see. Let me get it up right here for y'all. All right, the armor of God. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggles is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything to stand firm then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, and pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the Lord's people. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Full depth of his word.
Oh, good. I'm no good at fighting actual battles.
Not
with
once
these
if he's not
logs.
coming back for a while.
I prayed for you with
Jonah, you're a very brave and very special one of God's children. No, it's all right if you weren't listening. Do you remember what we decided to do if you're ever afraid? I want you to take that off the table very carefully, only holding the handle. It might be heavy. Use both hands. Can you hold it up so I can see what kind it is?
This is Angel Hare. This is analog horror.
Now that we've got the pieces apart, let's think of somewhere to hide them where nobody can use them for harm. No, Jonah, not the kitchen. A lot of people hide things in the kitchen and there's too much traffic for it to be safe. No, not the toy chest in your room. It would be very incriminating. Oh, we can learn that word later, but it could get you into trouble. Good. Now, see if you can put the book back in front of it. Wonderful job. Be slow and steady as you climb back down.
I think the belt of truth doesn't quite fit around me. Does that mean I'm extra honest, or...?
I'll always be
Well,
your
in any
warrior,
case,
Jonah. I hope we'll never have to draw a weapon. But as your guardian angel,
Thank you.
I'll always be ready.
So far, one of my favorite episodes.
I agree.
It's just the implications that she's, Angel Gabby is teaching Jonah how to defend himself by using a knife and where to hide it. It's crazy. I love it. Flaming Claw. I know I've seen analog horror that caught my interest before. The Inside Out analog horror is pretty interesting and information too about mental disease. I've seen a Left 4 Dead 2 analog horror with all that too. I like it. I like the because it covers like before the green flu and then like the process, like the first week or the first few days of the green flu and all. I mean, it's cool stuff. Maybe one day we'll get into that, but for now, we're doing Angel Hare.
Although I love you, it's goodbye. I won't be waiting when you call.
I'm sorry, Gabby. I was scared you'd be mad at me, but I shouldn't have lied.
No, you shouldn't have. It hurt my feelings that you would take one of my angel feathers, but it hurt me so much more that you would lie about it, Francis.
Will you ever forgive me?
The Bible tells us to forgive, but Proverbs 19 also warns us about the consequences of lying.
Again, gonna look into that one right there. All right. Let's see. All right, stick with me with this one, y'all. Better the poor whose walk is blameless than a fool whose lips are perverse. Desire without knowledge is not good, how much more will hasty feet miss the way? A person's own folly leads to their ruin, yet their heart rages against the Lord. Wealth attracts many friends, but even the closest friend of the poor person deserts them. A false witness will not go unpunished, and whoever pours out lies will not go free. Many curry favor with a ruler, and everyone is the friend of one who gives gifts. The poor are shunned by all their relatives. How much more do their friends avoid them? Though the poor pursue them with pleading, they are nowhere to be found. The one who gets wisdom loves life. The one who cherishes understanding will soon prosper. A false witness will not go unpunished, and whoever pours out lies will perish. It is not fitting for a fool to live in luxury. How much worse for a slave to rule over princes? A person's wisdom yields patience. It is to one's glory to overlook an offense. A king's rage is like the roar of a lion, but his favor is like dew on the grass. A foolish child is a father's ruin, and a quarrelsome wife is like the constant dripping of a leaky roof. Houses and wealth are inherited from parents, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. Laziness brings on deep sleep, and the shiftless go hungry. Whoever keeps commandments keeps their life, but whoever shows contempt for their ways will die. Whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will reward them for what they have done. Discipline your children, for in that there is hope. Do not be a willing party to their death. A hot-tempered person must pay the penalty. Rescue them, and you will have to do it again. Listen to advice and accept discipline, and at the end you will be counted among the wise. Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. What a person desires is unfailing love. Better to be poor than a liar. The fear of the Lord leads to life. Then one rests content, untouched by trouble. A sluggard buries his hand in the dish. He will not even bring it back to his mouth. Flog a mocker, and the simple will learn prudence. Rebuke the discerning, and they will gain knowledge. Whoever robs their father and drives out their mother is a child who brings shame and disgrace. Stop listening to instruction, my son, and you will stray from the words of knowledge. A corrupt witness mocks at justice, and the mouth of the wicked gulps down evil. Penalties are prepared for mockers, and beatings for the backs of fools. That's some heavy stuff. I'm sorry, y'all, if I got real heavy with that one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there. I you got some people who say, "Oh, the Bible teaches this and that," and like, okay, but I'm just saying, like, there are some reasons why the Bible has that in there. It's basically trying to say, don't do evil, don't be a bad person. Try to, and even if you do, sin knowingly or unknowingly, I mean, there's still you can still better yourself, but there's going to be penalties and consequences with that. Man, I love getting to this stuff.
Do you think we should forgive Francis now that he's apologized? We should? That's very nice of you. It shows a lot of courage to be merciful toward others. Francis, I forgive you.
That's so kind of you, Gabby.
We meet at night and
I'm sorry, Gabby. I was scared you'd be mad at me, but I shouldn't have lied.
Honesty is important, Jonah. You should always tell the truth. If you know you're going to be in trouble, you should create a truth for later.
Will you ever forgive me?
Go to a friend's house when something bad happens, and you won't have to lie about it when they ask you later. They are going to ask you what happened, Jonah, so you have to make sure you're gone when the time comes. We have to make sure you only have truth to tell.
will fall. I forget I ever.
You can forgive Francis if you want, but it will be difficult to ever trust him again. Revelations warns us of.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Oh shit! Ooh, we're getting heavy with this one.
Oh boy.
Especially read the book of Revelation. Oh man. Woo! Let's get into this one. Oh fuck! Here, I shouldn't be cussing, but oh man. Ooh. Okay. All right. Then I saw an angel coming down from heaven, holding in his hand the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain, and he seized the dragon, that ancient serpent who is the devil and Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years, and threw him into the pit, and shut it and sealed it over him, so that he might not deceive the nations any longer, until the 1,000 years were ended. After that he must be released for a little while. Then I saw thrones, and seated on them were those to whom the authority to judge was committed. Also, I saw the souls of those who had been beheaded for the testimony of Jesus and for the word of God, and those who had not worshipped the beast or its image and had not received its mark on their foreheads or their hands. They came to life and reigned with Christ for 1,000 years. The rest of the dead did not come to life until the 1,000 years were ended. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy is the one who shares in the first resurrection. Over such the second death has no power, but they will be priests of God and of Christ, and they will reign with him for 1,000 years. And when 1,000 years are ended, Satan will be released from his prison, and and will come out to deceive the nations that are the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them for battle. Their number is like the sand of the sea. And they marched up over the broad plain of the earth and surrounded the camp of the saints and the beloved city. A fire came down from heaven and consumed them. And the devil who had deceived them was thrown into the lake of fire and sulfur, where the beast and the false prophet were. And they, which is the Antichrist, and they will be tormented day and night forever and ever. Then I saw a great white throne, and him who was seated on it. From his presence earth and sky fled away, and no place was found for them. And I saw the dead, great and small, standing before the throne, and books were opened. Then another book was opened, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged by what was written in the books, according to what they had done. And the sea gave up the dead who were in it. Death and Hades gave up the dead who were in them, and they were judged, and each one of them according to what they had done. Then death and Hades were thrown into the lake of fire. This is the second death, the lake of fire. And if anyone's name was not found written in the book of life, he was thrown into the lake of fire. We're hitting some heavy stuff today with with this episode.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, once you read Revelation, it tends to stick with you.
At the place prepared for liars. It's up to you, Jonah. What would you like me to do? It's all right. Take your time and think about it. It's not an easy decision.
Water crews arrived and were able to essentially close the floodgates, but not before the damage was done.
I was thinking the same thing. I'll help you however I can.
But I forget I ever saw your face.
Now I wonder with it was too late to close the floodgates and all. It kind of reminds me of Noah's Ark, but with the covenant that that God makes with man is the rainbow, saying like he no longer will flood the earth. But it just kind of, I wonder what that represents really with like with that incident that happens within this series. Like, what does that mean exactly?
Yeah, I never figured out what that meant either. It's just like not much really there to say. It barely gives us a glimpse.
Oh yeah.
And chase those guilty shadows from the wall. My childhood days. Hold on a minute. My childhood days. Hold on a minute. My childhood days. Hold on a minute.
Some children may break many balloons, and the experimenter may try to find out whether he feels any guilt about the destruction.
When the wind blows, the cradle rocks.
Sorry, I gotta take this up. From Upstate Broadcasting Go, Mrs. Whitman, thank you for reaching out to Upstate Broadcasting. We appreciate the time you took to collect your materials and write your letter, but we cannot assist with your request. The blank in question has not been a part of our program block for some time. Oh, the show in question has not been a part of our program block for some time, and now our current team was not around during its run. Any materials remaining in our archive are for public disclosure as they are currently under the rights holder Keith Publishing. Blank have also been informed by our sister company that this is not your first time seeking the materials mentioned. It is our recommendation that you no longer reach out to any of our other subsidiaries or parent company regarding this matter, as the program is no longer under the umbrella of Upstate Broadcasting. If I may be perfectly honest, I don't think something. Okay. Yeah, okay.
Bow breaks, and down come our babies, cradles and all.
Children witnessing violent events on television.
Beginning at 1 year of age, the child is trying to interpret what he sees.
And he feels danger. Get back to your home.
That are a little different.
Whether it's exposure to the television programming itself or the family and social conditions that lead to children spending a lot of time watching it.
Unfortunately, if the child does not smile, we cannot infer that he is not comprehending the event.
If it's the programming itself, the burden appears to fall on the film industry.
Dr. Whitman, I represent Keith Publishing and by extension Giles Keith. Keith Publishing has politely requested you refrain from your attempts to contact the company regarding the past properties on multiple occasions. Despite these good faith efforts, you have persisted. In the months since your first contact, you have 1. Disturbed employees at their homes, 2. Met with Giles Keith under false pretenses, 3. Attempted theft of company documents, 4. Harassed the company and strained the business phone lines. With the serious nature of these infractions under consideration, Keith Publishing now demanding that you cease all attempts to contact the company, its employees, its related entities, and any related individuals concerning Angel Hare or any related matters. This will be your only warning on the subject before legal action is taken against you. The best way you can protect your son now is to refrain from any more attempts at contacting the company, not through ongoing efforts to harass Keith.
Whatever the combination is, it seems to be a fairly lethal combination.
Brief of live production.
One of their neighbors kept on looking for them until they were found.
If placed in a dark room, he would probably open his eyes while searching.
Meanwhile, as an old friend used to say, good night and good luck.
That's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Like I said, I don't think it's really analog horror, but it's still so good. See, never hide. Oh, okay.
Hello there. I'm afraid Angel Gabby couldn't be here today, but she's so thrilled with all the mail that's come in. Y'all are really writing a lot. There's so much of it. I'll do my best to get through as much as I can. Let's see. Here's a couple. Honey Bunny asks if there are other types of angel animals, and Tin Moose wants to know if there are other magical creatures. What fascinating questions. Thanks for being so curious, you two. Of course there aren't other magical creatures. Gabby isn't magical after all. If you see a magical creature, it's probably an unholy apparition trying to lure you into trouble. Trust me, even the friendly ones can be a wolf in sheep's clothing. As for other angel animals...
That, again, we're referencing a little bit of the demons.
What do we have next? Coy asks if there is anyone in the woods besides the angel and the badger. My name is Francis. And Natalia asks if there will be more friends showing up. Well, don't worry, Natalia and Coy. The forest is always buzzing with life. Today's just a little quiet. Okay, next we have a couple letters from Mary Stone and Doom Gamer 3000. What lovely names. Thanks for writing, friends. They ask what Gabby's duties are, and if other angels like to come down and help. I think you'll be interested to know that Gabby has a lot of very busy angel friends. They have a lot of work to do all over the world, and their duty is to help those in need. If you keep an eye out, maybe you'll spot your local Angel Hare hopping around and helping people. Alrighty, next is a letter from Frog. Frog asks how we get these letters, and if we know where they're coming from. What a funny question. We get our letters through the mail like everyone else, Frog. And they come from curious little writers just like you tuning in to watch your friends. Speaking of friends, our next letter is from R. Pakula. They write, do you know how you became Jonah's guardian angel? Do you remember anything about Jonah? Inky Lemon asks, how high can Gabby fly?
Oh, background's missing.
What a funny question. Yeah. Thanks for writing, Inky Lemon. I've seen Gabby fly so
wow.
high. She disappears right into the sun. I don't know how to measure it in units of science, but she certainly is a good flyer. That's all the time we have for today, friends. I appreciate your patience, and I hope you'll stay in touch. It's very comforting to know so many of you want to learn more about Gabby. She loves to hear you call. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. There's another letter here from a Vinay. Never mind. I can't pronounce it.
I feel I'm falling apart 'cause I'm hurt. I've lost my
That's a lovely drawing, Jonah. That's silly, Jonah. People can't fly.
losing right from
Don't worry. We can stay here as long as you need me to.
never be the same.
I hope you're having as much fun as I am. The colors show other animals that they're dangerous. We can be dangerous too, Jonah. We can keep them away with just our banner.
Angel Gabby. Oh, Angel Gabby.
Hello? Gabriel? Angel Gabby?
Good morning, Francis. I love to hear you call. Have you brought a new friend with you?
Yes, but I'm fearful, Angel Gabby. I never know what to say.
Oh my God. What? It's me. Jonah, I'm here. Do you remember me?
I'm so happy to see you, Jonah. Just think how well you've grown.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
You know, that reminds me of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, between, like, you know, the cartoons and the real life. And there was another one. What's his name? Ralph Bakshi's Cool World. If you ever seen that, where it's basically like real life meets cartoons, and God, it. When I saw that episode, I was like, "Oh, wow, it's happening." So, I mean, gosh, I don't know. I love this. I love this series. I love going back to it because now I'm starting to remember more, a little bit more at least, with it, and of course going through my giving you guys insights about what is being said with Proverbs, Revelation, Ephesians, all that. So, hey, now's the party. Hey, Jonan.
Hey,
And,
Jonan.
Doing all right. Doing all right. Hopefully you're doing all right too, because what episode are we on for Angel?
Oh my God.
Well, tape 6. We're on tape 6, so you missed some heavy stuff, man, because you Kate and the crew listened to me going into pasture mode a little bit. Cool World was a bit of a mess. They put all the animation in that. Yeah, they did. I barely remember like the plot, but I definitely do remember the chick though. That was crazy. Going to sleep now. Night. Hey. Good night. Good night.
Oh yeah. Have a good night. Oh my goodness.
So you got any input, Kate?
Oh God. Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
Man.
I'm putting you on a spotlight.
Oh, it's not that. I'm just like still wiping my eyes a little bit because I got teary eyed at that because it reminded me of that Blue's Clues movie scene that was on YouTube for like a while, or maybe I saw it on TikTok, and it was like Steve just like like seeing the older viewer again, and it's like, oh my god.
You know, I don't know if I told you this. I'm not sure if I told y'all this, but I went to a convention where not only Steve but the two other guys were there too. I saw them.
Yeah, it
was
was. Oh,
like,
continue.
no, I'm just seeing them like for real, like physically there. It was crazy. It was cool.
Yeah, I met him, and it was. Oh my god! The one thing I still kick myself about, because I was just so in awe, because this guy made my childhood. Me, I think I forgot to say that. I still feel bad about that. Oh god. Ooh. Anywho's, let's continue before I keep crying.
All right. This it's
like
this is the soundtracks and stuff, but there's like a little like stuff like this would happen when she's listening to it, and then I don't know if it showed him or not, but occasionally we'll see Francis like in this one just floating around, but something happens though, I think. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, did I miss it? Oh, please. I guess I must have missed it or something.
Yeah, there's still a lot going on.
Oh. Is this one? Well, I'm not gonna have us go through the whole thing, but there is a little Easter egg going on there.
Hello. Happy Easter. He is risen.
He is risen indeed, Francis. Are you ready to celebrate this special day with our friends?
Oh, yes, Gabby. Only I'm not sure how. Can you help?
Of course. Will you follow along with us? That's great.
So how do we start?
We start with some eggs. Now we'll be using... Oh no, careful! That's why we'll be using boiled eggs. Let's get a parent to help, okay? No, with a parent.
Oh, my.
All right. Now we have everything set up. Let's go over our materials. We have hard-boiled eggs, cups full of dyed water, and paints. Now, egg painting comes from an early Mesopotamian metaphor for the Holy Trinity, and Christians would paint them red to represent the crucifixion. But today, we can paint whatever we like in all sorts of colors.
We can paint whatever we like?
Well, I would paint something that matters to you, like a special flower, favorite image, or missing memory.
Ooh, fun.
Now, first we have to dye the egg to get a base color we can paint on top of. You have to be careful because dye is a potent stain. So if you use your spoons to carefully lower your... See, now your hands are going to stay that color.
I'm all done, Gabby.
Wait a minute.
Actually, I'll take that, Francis. How about you try another one?
All right.
Okay, now that your egg and hands and shirt are all dyed, we can get to the paint. Remember that eggs are round, so we have to cover each and every side of them. I like to surround my egg in palm fronds to remind me of promises made.
How does this look, Gabby?
Make another, Francis.
All right.
Oh,
I missed that one.
How does this look, Gabby?
Make another, Francis.
All right.
Oh, careful! You're actually trying to keep all the paint on the egg. No, we'll eat them later, once it's dry and out of the shell.
Look what I made, Gabby. I'll start again.
It's okay. The egg itself is just for fun. What's important is to remember the message, which is that someone was willing to die to keep you from harm. You can always have faith in that, Jonah.
Happy Easter. Angel Gabby. Oh, Angel Gabby. Angel Gabby. Gabby. Angel Gabby. Oh, Angel Gabby. Gabby.
Okay, so Kate, with that first image she Francis showed with the Ouroboros and Infinity, what do you? Is there any other meaning to that? Because the one I'm trying to find, the closest thing I could think of, honestly, is probably Leviathan, but I'm not sure. I know it's like Ouroboros, and there's like, snake or a dragon eating its own tail, but I don't understand what the whole Infinity part within the in the middle of it.
I don't really have much to really say about that. All I'm thinking is that, like, I guess it's just meaning something like infinite bad, because infinity symbols will always, unfortunately for me, whenever I think of infinity symbols, it always leads me back to, like, a lot of theorizing for future Taylor Swift albums. So I can't really say anything without going into that category, but I can say that with the idea, it's just like all over, like repetitive. It's repeating. It's, that. So my guess is probably infinite evil or some shit. I have no fucking clue.
Yeah,
Other
because
than that.
I know Ouroboros is like related to alchemy, and I don't know much about alchemy, obviously. And I know the infinity as well as part of it, but I'm just not sure. I just thought I ask Chad. Do y'all know anything about that? The Ouroboros with the infinity between it. Let's wait for a response before we get back to it, because I'm trying to understand this. I kind of also think it. Hold on. I think I just found something. With it. Endless loop. Can't say I do. I found something with it. Eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. But darn, that I just found it. Yeah, no, it's something with Egypt as well. Yeah, I'm not gonna mull over too much. I just wasn't expecting that one.
That's understandable.
Yeah, but I think it does mean something with like Leviathan, which is something within the Bible, and I guess there's some biblical meaning like from imperfection to completion, or I don't know actually, but that they caught me off guard for that one. All right, let's continue on.
Can't you see I'm lonely?
Good morning, Francis. I love to hear you call. It's wonderful to meet you, Jonah. I hope I can be a good friend to you.
Keep right in, friends. Gabby loves to hear you call.
Can't you see I'm lonely?
Do you remember me?
I'm so happy to see you, Jonah. Just look how well you've grown.
Angel Gabby. Oh, Angel Gabby. Angel Gabby. Oh, Angel Gabby.
Can't you see I'm lonely? All alone Monday singing the blues. All alone Tuesday reading the news. Staring and blinking, sitting there thinking all alone. On the shelf Wednesday till the dawn comes. By myself Thursday twirling my thumb. Friday is my day, so I spend Friday all alone. On Saturday
Angel Gabby. Gabby. Oh, Angel Gabby.
Monday the week starts anew. I'm certain I could endure the week to the end, and I'm sure the days I spend wouldn't be lonely if I were only all alone with you.
Hello, friend Francis. I love to hear you call. Is this a new friend?
Yeah, this is gonna be good.
Francis.
Yes, but I'm fearful, Angel Saggy. I never know what to say.
Now there's a change in the weather. There's a change in the sea.
That's okay, Francis. I'll show you how to meet someone new. First, You introduce yourself and ask them to do the same.
And from now on, there'll be a change in me.
Hello there. My name is Angel Zag. What's yours? That's a beautiful name. It's wonderful to meet you, and I hope we can be friends.
My walk will be different. My talk and my name.
Another way to make friends is to share things you like. Can you think of a toy or storybook that's special to you? Sharing something important lets others learn about what makes you tick.
Nothing about me is gonna be the same.
It's a beautiful day, Francis. We shouldn't take it for granted.
Oh, but Zaggy, how can I have the strength to face the day? All the rain has me shivering and sad.
It's simple, Francis. Respect and penitence gives us the wisdom to face every challenge. It may not make us obviously wise, but it can give us common sense when we need it.
I could certainly use some fortitude.
Let's start on the path back to your home, Francis. With all this rain, there's a chance the way is washed out.
How will I ever cross? Oh, despair.
You'll never pass if you give in to despair, Francis.
Oh gosh.
Let's follow the stream and... You're the one airing this? You aren't in a TV station. How are you doing this? Are you able to record? Why did you put the show back on? Are you with Wreath? What, all of a sudden you got nothing? Fran, do you know this guy? Looks a little old for cartoon rabbits. I came to find her, genius. What are you doing?
So what you think when he first came to the picture?
Oh my goodness. Well, when I first saw this scene, I was just like, oh my god, he must have done something to Gabby. Or was the apparent demon hairs that were mentioned in previous episodes. So
Yeah,
it kind of pushed my interest there.
Yeah, I thought he was like one of the demon hairs, because even when Francis was saying, like, even though they, some that they pose as more friendlier, they're like wolves. They're wolves in sheep's clothing, basically. So that's what I was thinking the whole time. But I'm like, no, until until he says, I'm looking for her, genius, and I'm like, oh, so he's obviously one of the good guys. I think there's also like we also saw like one of his I'm sorry, with that portrait Francis showed us in the second letters for Gabby. I think he's also in there. I think.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, that makes more sense. Oh, look, letters for Gabby. Letters for Gabby.
Hello there. Angel Gabby is, well, I'll be reading your lovely letters for her today. I sure hope you all don't mind. Shall we get started? Our first letters are from Super Arcade and Julia. Thanks for writing, you two. They ask what Gabby likes to do when she's not on duty, and what's got her too busy to read y'all's mail. Well, Gabby likes to spend time with her friends when she's not busy, no matter what the activity is. Though, to be honest, her scrapbooking leaves a lot to be desired. As for what's got her so busy when the mail comes... Now this is...
Wait, did I say that right? Oh, yeah.
Now this is interesting. Quite a lot of y'all wrote asking about little old me. Callan Dulles, Magic Quill, and Fitta Sealman are all curious about how Gabby and I got to know each other. Well, y'all, to tell you the truth, I used to be in a really bad place in life. At my lowest low, I called out for help, and wouldn't you know it, Gabby came. I've been calling her ever since. Anyway, I've got a letter from Carol O'Andrea here that asks what Francis does for a living. Thanks for writing, friend. I'm an actuary. Our next question is from Ivan Blue Cool. Gabby appreciates your letter, Ivan. They want to know if every angel gets their own sword. Isn't Gabby's arsenal impressive? Though I'll tell you, the sword isn't her only weapon. Angel Hares have a vast set of tools at their disposal to ensure they're equipped for every challenge. Here's a little sketch I made of the tools she used when we...
Is that?
Oh, wow.
Is that like her using like Is that her like screeching or something? Or using like using the word of God?
Probably.
It's interesting. They need to make more of these like detailed drawings. Gosh.
We first met. Ain't that neat? Now we've got a letter from Frog. Hello again, Frog. They ask, if someone has to do something bad to survive, are they always a bad person? I've asked the same thing to Gabby once, a long time ago. She told me that no matter why people do bad things, they've always got another chance to do better. I haven't known her to be wrong yet. Now we have one more letter here from Changeling Arts, who asks, how does Francis feel about his new pal there?
Wait, who are you talking to? How long have you been... You know what? We've got bigger fish to fry. Come on.
Oh, well, keep writing in, y'all. Gabby loves to hear you call. Goodbye. How does Francis feel about his new pal there? Well, let me tell you, since he's gone here, things have been upside down. I try to organize poker night, and he wants to play blackjack. I don't really like it, and I would appreciate it if he acted with a little more decorum.
In between the devil and the deep blue sea.
Before then, she was always answering her call.
Oh, I'm not really supposed to.
Sure, but this is an exception.
I think Gabby still likes to try to have a lesson.
Teamwork, diligence, Proverbs 27:17. Work with that.
Well, and
I'm getting to that right now.
Oh boy. It's so routine. Like, I'm just like, he's gonna say something. There's gotta be at least one thing that Dr. Hino needs to hear to get immediately there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
He says 717, right? Hold on.
Think so.
I totally forgot.
Diligence. Proverbs 20.
Oh, 27:17. Yes. Yes. Here we go. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. And would you look at that? I actually have that on my wall too.
7:17. Work with that.
Well, in that case, I have some documents that may help.
I don't want you, but I'd hate to lose you. You got me in between the devil and the deep blue sea. I forgive you, but I can't forget you.
Much appreciated, but I don't know you, pal. So how's about keeping the lights on? That'll be enough.
You got me in between the devil and the deep blue sea.
Sometimes, as Gabby's confidant, I get visions bestowed upon me in my sleep. I like to doodle them down for giggles, and this one came to me Easter morning.
Let's have a look. And you said that was the first morning she didn't?
Oh. Okay.
Ah, well, ain't this bupkis? You'd think a kid's flick would keep it simple. Is this the only style you know?
I'm not sure what you mean, Angel Zaggy. That's just exactly as I saw it.
Would you stop calling me Zaggy? She's gotta be so darn traditional. Hey, Pally, I can only get so much done with 8 fingers and a tail. This'll be a lot easier in a setting with more depth. So be straight with me. Can you put anything on the air?
I should hate you, but I guess I love you. You got me in between the devil and the deep blue sea.
Record that voice in an unpublished book. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I do it like subconsciously when I write, especially with being Kate been working on it a little bit too.
Oh yeah, I've been.
What do you want?
I've had many names. What does it matter? What would my name mean to you? Yet, I have told you, we are partners. Tonight, our partnership will be consummated. I will show you how strongly it can be welded.
Like a grumpy old man, kind of.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
If it ain't Detective.
Again, this is what I was kind of referring to earlier for chat. It is not really analog horror in my opinion, but it's still a great freaking series either way, especially when you go to different animation styles. So, and plus I'm a big fan of noir stuff as well. So I mean, I really can fall asleep to that. And it's a dark and rainy thing. I just love it when they just have their little monologues and narrations. Gosh.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm getting distracted.
Zag Wild. Been a minute, Z. Tell me that's a new client.
Francine, this is Francis.
Of course, I remember you.
Miss Franny.
Don't overdo it on the mints this time, hun.
Franny, we're in a bit of a...
Yeah, always a Dane that needs saving. I'll make sure you're not disturbed.
Give me those documents again, Chief. That's more like it. Starlet finds a new stage, facing grueling new demands. Can she handle the glamour of a life among the stars? Only time will tell.
And this version makes sense to you?
So is that referring to Gabby?
Yeah, that's referring to Gabby.
Okay.
It'll make sense
At
later.
least we know she's still out there.
Of course she is, silly. Angels can't die. So what does it mean, Detective?
Let's think. All the clues have to be here. It's how the show works. Finds a new stage.
Is she coming back?
Yes, that was a splendid beginning to our partnership. A very well-handled job, and profitable for you. My hand. Take it to bind our pact. Come, take my hand, and place it on your heart.
Golly pea pineapples, would you look at this? Of course I get a flooded inbox while Z's busy. Well, he did say not to disturb him. Let's see, who do we have first? An inquiry from Busa. You want to know what Zag does in his spare time? I'll tell you what he doesn't do. File business taxes or run around paying bills. No, he just cohorts with all the gals he's constantly saving while reliable old Fran keeps this place from falling apart. Man, I'm telling ya. Next up is a letter from Mike. You want to know if angels are good with bows or prefer swords? Listen, Zag's Daily Carry is a cult police positive 38 special. I prefer something with a bit more firepower myself, but that's just me. Next one is from Azure Lionheart asking, "Oh, how Zag and I first met. Aren't you a sweetheart?" Well, when Z rolled into town out of nowhere and got roughed up by Donna Renault's gang, who found him in an alley and patched him up? My neighbor. And I eavesdropped on the whole thing and invited myself in. Big strong guy like that on the outs. What self-respecting 30-something single gossip wouldn't? If only I knew what a headache he'd turn out to be. All right, enough about me. Next letter is from Mr. McJohnson Mean Jr. III. That's your Christian name, huh? You want to know why Zag likes blackjack more than poker? You're kidding, right? Everyone in town knows a poker dealer broke Z's heart. It's an incredibly personal story, and frankly, none of my business. Let's start wrapping this up, shall we? We've got Steph and Jaina asking what the story is behind Reef. Reef? Sorry, if it's not in my Rolodex, I don't know him. Nope, that's me, hun. Listen, you need anything else, you just slide in the mail slot, okay? Good old Detective Wild gives every case a chance. Or I do, anyway. Ciao.
Oh hey, she ends it like I in my videos. Wow, I love that. Good night, LeMay.
Have a good one, LeMay.
Don't worry. I'm right here for you, Jonah. Good job. Now it's your turn to hide. But don't leave the room. That's cheating.
Just look how well you've grown.
Hello, Jonah. You called? I'll always come when you call, Jonah.
Angel Gabby.
And my shadow rolling down the avenue. And my
Oh my, demon hair boxes.
All right, let's go.
And when it's 12 o'clock, we climb the stairs.
Would you look at that?
For nobody's there.
That's classified, pal.
And my shadow.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, there.
We're associates. I'm not her dad, pal. I don't care for her hand-holding approach, but her work's none of my business. You ask me, kids are smart. Show them what to do, they'll figure it out without the song and dance. Look, buddy, I need you to slow down and ask yourself an important question right now. Think about your little rabbit friend and really ask, do you want to know? Or do you want her back? Huh?
Oh goodness, it's Gabby.
Huh. Oh wow.
Gabs? Gabs! Can you hear me?
All right. I don't think I want to go through that. We'll go through more of it. I think this would be a good stopping point, honestly, for the stream.
Let's see. Like, is that like the final one or?
Oh, it's not the final
I know
one.
there's like, I know there's more, but like,
there's like so many. There's so much more, but it'll be. I mean, that's a good.
it'll probably be a good idea to go to case 6, because the next thing is just a music video or something.
Let's see. Oh my gosh. Is this the one actually? I remember there being something. I like how the background actually does change though. That's pretty cool. This kind of reminds me of you ever played Portal 1?
I don't think so.
Or no, it wasn't Portal 1, it was Portal 2. And when you're waking up, no, I can't remember, but it reminds me of that little radio that you hear at the beginning. It plays a song, it kind of sounds like this actually. Most replayed. Okay. pretty nice actually. I think that's it, really.
Yeah.
Oh, this was fun, actually. Just going through this Angel Hare with y'all. Of course, reading Russian Sleep Experiment. And I'm just glad that we were able to do it this week. The streaming. Glad it's not 3 hours long, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
And just things are, it's been fun. It's been fun having, especially having you guys be around. I know that we're not covering, let's just say, like really popular things like Hell of a Boss. I rather not go through that again. My blood was boiling.
There's a lot there to unpack, and honestly, I don't have that brain power to go through all that again.
Yeah, once is enough. Once is enough, especially when you're doing the whole Vivian voice.
Oh yeah, it's both aggravating and exhausting.
So, thank y'all for being here with us. Thank you, Kate, for being my co-host again. For
No problem.
what's
Always
this, the
here
fourth
to
time now?
help. Huh?
Is this the fourth time you've been my co-host?
Let me check. This is probably like my third time this past
year?
few weeks. No, I was there for like wait, no, it's the fourth. It's the fourth because of like wait, no. Last month. This is actually my fifth.
Wow. Wow, it's really how time flies, I guess. But yeah. You guys give it a like, dislike, share, subscribe, comment. Of course, watch the replay. The power's in your hands, y'all. And I also wanted to say thank you for giving me close to 400 subscribers. You guys have been crushing it when it comes to the manga dubs or comic dubs, whichever you want to call it. You guys really, really love it, and I'm doing my best to bring it out there. Of course, I'm not trying to like spread myself too thin or trying to go too fast with things. But yeah, you guys been supporting the mission, so thank you again. And check the description too, because I make sure to link the playlist and the videos corresponding with the manga dubs as well. I think that's it, y'all. If I remember correctly, after this stream, I'll probably be getting things ready for tomorrow, which is eat something. I like actually have a good breakfast, so I look forward to it. Look forward to actually making a blueberry smoothie. All right. See y'all later. See you next time with, I'm not sure what the topic will be, but I'm pretty sure Kate and I will figure that out pretty quickly. And peace.